Rahul Gandhi, Congress MP, has now tweeted over the staying of the sedition law for the next 2 months until the government has time to review it. Rahul Gandhi has taken to Twitter where he says, "Sach bolna देशभक्ति है, देशद्रोह नहीं. सच कहना देश प्रेम है, देशद्रोह नहीं. सच सुनना राजधर्म है, सच कुचलना राजहट है. डरो मत." That is the tweet that has come to the fore from the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi. The Congress party has been claiming credit for the fact that the Supreme Court decided to put the sedition law in abeyance until a decision on its review is reached. A deadline of July has been set for the central government for that particular review. Harish is with me for more on this. Now, Harish, the Congress is claiming credit. The political fight over this, of course, only intensifying. But it's interesting that for the next 2 months, until the government decides on a review of this particular law, it has been suspended, something that the central government was not in favor of. Veerappa Moily, former law minister, with us on this broadcast. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Mr. Moily. The Congress is now claiming credit for the fact that the law has been put in abeyance for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
But there are several Congress ruled states that have invoked Section 124A in several cases.
Yeah, but the Supreme Court has given a considered view that this law 124A of the Indian Penal has to be kept in abeyance. The message is very clear that they cannot just invoke it. Even if the proceedings are on, they should relook on that. That's very clear. But at the same time, I don't want anybody to, any political party should take credit of it. I think credit should absolutely go to this judiciary. The highest court of the land, today, they speak for the liberty of the people. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Moily, some would say that the political stance that has been taken, not just by the Congress, but even by the BJP, some would say, reeks of hypocrisy, because when convenient, that Section 124 has been imposed by all parties across the country, but now we're seeing the Congress party come out and claim credit for it.
The question is that, I'm not referring to any political party. Of course, you may be particular to condemn Congress. That is maybe a different matter. But the question is that, you recall the statement of Mahatma Gandhi when he said on this 124A of IPC, I quote, the prince among political sections of IPC designed to suppress the liberty of the citizen. The liberty of the citizen has been very much prescribed in the Constitution. Again and again, judiciary upheld it. In that case, this law is obsolete, and, it is absolutely, against the ethos of the Constitution of India, ethos of the liberty of the citizen of India.
Right.
Jawaharlal Nehru, again, the first Prime Minister of the country, said that the provision of 124A of the IPC is obnoxious. This is the quote. Word obnoxious is, I'm quoting it from Nehru. And he also said highly objectionable. And the sooner, further he said, the sooner we get rid of it, the better. This is what is,
Right.
So it's very, very clear. I think judiciary should, he is speaking the language of Mahatma Gandhi. He is speaking the language of Jawaharlal Nehru.
Right, Mr. Moily, do you think this is the first step in the direction of the repeal of the law?
Has to be repealed. And, tomorrow, saying that we'll come back with the law, that means I don't think, any law can be made under, as a substitute to 124A. That is not the intention of Supreme Court or the judiciary. And they have to abrogate, repeal the act, the provisions of this section, 124A. And, I'm afraid that, even while revoking this quota, they have UPA, they brought about UPA. And, that was more draconian. I think this should not be a pretext for the present government, the NDA government, to bring a more draconian law, instead of in place of 124A. If that is the intention, I think that intention, evil intention is very much seen from the statement of the law minister. He said, there should be a line between the various organs of the government, of the country. I don't think, he can speak on the judiciary. This 124A of the IPC
Right.
It's against the conscience of this country, conscience of this Constitution of India. So that is why, it has to be repealed. I think the judiciary will have to, they can give time to the present government when they submit that they will bring out a law. But bringing out a law doesn't mean, again, strengthening and making it more draconian.
Right.
I think this law has to
and
go.
of course, time will tell what actually happens in the next 2 months. The deadline for the central government is July. But for the moment, Virappa Moily, thank you so much for speaking with us here on Times Now.